This is Morning Juice. Sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
Attack and dominate on a Wednesday. Morning Juice. Tito, the General Bobby Carpenter, my left. Across most the real star of the show, Bodie Wells. Good morning, boys.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Doing good.
Just good?
Doing good. Good's better than eh.
That is better than that.
Are you doing great?
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing pretty great right now.
Bodie, how are you today?
Pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Got a big show lined up for you today. 2 full hours here on YouTube, the Fan app, and HD3. Download the show anytime. Catch us from 10 a.m. to noon on 10 TV Plus. Morning Juice sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin. Austin Ward joins us at 7 o'clock. Derek Dorsett joins us at 7:30 in studio.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. He's playing in that CBJ. He gets honored. This will be the 4th of 5 games. They bring some former stars back to. They have like lunch together. They have a lunch and season ticket holders can go to. They do an autograph session. They recognize them out there on the ice before the game, puck drop and all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk to him about that and what he's been up to lately. What else we got here today? Obviously, we'll do this date in history. Last night in the NHL, the Jackets. Speaking of the CBJ, who was it yesterday complained about the CBJ talk or lack thereof?
Someone in the chat. I don't know. You talked to him.
I can't remember. I mean, I addressed it. But now we're going to talk Jackets after the 4-1 loss, and we got Derek in here. But anyway, Jackets lose 4-1 to the Senators last night. In NCAA men's hoops, OSU men defeat Minnesota 82-74 in overtime. Hey, this Ohio State team having a good January, Bob. Does that excite you?
Yeah, I watched that. I actually watched the majority of that game last night, which it was fun to see them pull it away, end up pulling it out. It wasn't fun to watch them get a lead, watch them give it back, and then watch them go to overtime, which they had a really good look to ultimately win it at the end of regulation, they being Minnesota. So that didn't feel all that great. My kids were excited that the score going into overtime was 6-7, 6-7. So and that was a highlight of the day. So we were all excited about that. But yeah, listen, you got to string together a couple of wins here. They've done that. Hopefully, there's more to come in this month of January. What are they, 5-3 in conference now? I want to say
5-3. I think they're 13-5 overall. Maybe.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't know how many more games they have in January. Maybe if we could get, what is it? They have probably 3 games left in January. I'm guessing.
That is correct, Bob. Yep.
Yeah.
3 games. If we could get 2 more wins, that'd be nice. Who do they play?
I think that's pretty possible. They go to Michigan Friday night. That's the one
That'll be tough.
Be tough. Yep, that's fair. But then after that, it's Wisconsin and Penn State. The Nittany Lions have not won a conference game.
Okay.
And then Wisconsin's 5-2.
We have one of their better players that's playing for us now.
Yeah.
Wisconsin's 5-2. All right, so
Wisconsin's probably.
I would say it's aspirational goals, but if we could go 2-1, end out January at what would that be then? 7-4 in conference, 15 and whatever.
It'd be 15-6. Yeah.
I feel like that's set up pretty well. I mean, you would have to fall down drunk to hopefully not make the NCAA tournament at that point.
The bad is the back half of their Big Ten schedule is
it's tough.
Like so we really need those 2 wins.
Yeah,
probably, you
here.
can make that argument. I mean, you get Wisconsin later on at home, so if you did lose to Michigan, and you get Michigan at home as well, so if you lost those 2 and only beat Penn State, you kind of get a chance to make it back up on the back end, but they've kind of played most of the bottom half of the league so far and still have to play most of the top half of the league.
Yeah, they need to get these wins then.
And don't look
Time
now.
to start stacking some wins.
Don't look now, Bob. Ohio State, according to Joe Lunardi's bracketology, before yesterday's game, had been there's an 11 seed playing a play-in game.
11 seed. That's what we're shooting for.
We're going the right way, Bob. It's trending in the right way.
Well, we need to keep stacking wins.
I agree.
UCLA win was big because UCLA just beat
Purdue
last night.
UCLA's good. And
we need to get. The problem is we played some of those like quad 1 teams really tight and just didn't get wins. UCLA, you get a win, but we need to stack some Q1 wins there.
Depending what poll you subscribe to, the number 11 or number 12 OSU women are hosting or at Indiana. No, hosting. Hosting any Thursday. I got at hosting, so I'm not sure which one it is. I'll probably check on that one and give it a quick look. But anyways, they have made a significant jump in their side of bracketology. What's that? Hosting, yes, now it's what it'd be. They are I think they had them as a 3 seed now, which is significant.
Sorry, I meant the Indiana game, but yeah, I guess
hosting,
they would host in the NCAA tournament
yes,
too,
there
right?
we go. Thank you. You said hosting. I was like, yeah, you're right. You know what? They're top 4 seed now, according to bracketology. Yes, they are hosting. Okay. All right, Bob. Let's make me smarter.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
All right, General. Work your magic.
Seem very enthusiastic about this, Thitoff. I feel like with you, it may have to be the Schlegel edition of you can take the horse to water and you have to hold its head in there. Suck some up its nose, however you can get it in there. Drink or drown is what we would always say. Okay. It is Wednesday, January 21st. It was 366 days since the Buckeyes won a national championship. 21 days into this year and 344 days remaining in this 2026. The state 1915 Kiwanis International was founded up in Detroit, Michigan. 1954, the first nuclear-powered submarine is launched. It is the USS Nautilus, launched out of Groton, Connecticut. And Mamie Eisenhower, President Eisenhower's wife, the first lady at the time, she is there to christen the ship christen the sub as it leaves. 1965, the Byrds, that's with a Y.
Yes.
Record Mr. Tambourine Man.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and...
Mr. Tambourine Man.
Mm-hmm.
One of your favorites, Thitoff. Do you remember when that came out?
I don't remember that came out. What year was it? You told me again.
1965.
Yeah, it only goes quite there yet.
Okay, just making sure. This day, 1970, Saturday Night Fever hits number 1, the soundtrack, Where It Remains, for 24 weeks.
Brody missed this opportunity. Could have gone that way.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen.
We've played that before a few
We've played
times,
a lot of
so
stuff. When you have a soundtrack that's that successful in a movie that was that big, there's a lot of hallmark events that come from that.
Have you seen that movie?
I have not. Is it good?
It's a movie.
It's good. It is a good movie. I would say it's a good movie, yes. It's very different watching that and how life was back during that time.
Lots of drugs?
Lots of stuff like that, yeah.
All the good stuff, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, there was.
Is that what you're telling me? The big 3?
I think it was. There wasn't a lot of drugs in it. There was a lot of drugs. There was some. Well,
that's kind of disappointing.
I mean, there was some sex and disco. I wouldn't think it'd be sex, drugs, and rock and roll. There was sex, cigarettes, and disco.
Hey, you do those 3 things. That's a hell of a day.
That's a hell of a day.
Really
said, right?
That is. Those were Jimmy V's 3 big ones.
Those 3 big ones there, right? Yeah.
Those every day.
He also lost to cancer.
He did, yeah.
Cancer's undefeated, dude. I will tell people that till the day that I die. I mean, and it'll probably get me at some point.
So you're saying if you get it, you're not going to be a rah-rah? You can't beat it? I'm going to beat cancer?
Everybody that I know, this is anecdotally, I mean, anybody that I know that has had cancer, usually at some point it returns.
Sure.
And it's not like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. It's not a good return. It's a bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad return.
Right.
And whether that's 5 months, 5 years, 10 years,
right,
it comes back. And usually, like Sauron, it has really strengthened its armies, and it comes back in a bigger way. And it stinks. I mean, that's just kind of the reality of it. Now, pediatric cancers are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But adult cancers, yeah, those are usually not great. You can live with them. You can stave them off, take them to overtime a couple times.
Right. But eventually
they wear you down.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like running against. It's like the Terminator trying to catch you. Like eventually you will get tired.
I have such a bad question I want to ask. I'm not going to do it. No,
go for it.
Is there a cure for gonorrhea?
I think that's just penicillin.
Is it that it doesn't stick with you? It's not like something you.
Not that I know. I mean, I'm not fully versed in that. realm, but I think that's just a bacterial infection.
Okay.
Check your search history. It's just going to be able to tell you.
Cure for gonorrhea.
This date, 1978. Speaking of that, Super Bowl 13, the Steelers over the Cowboys, 35-31, Bodes.
On Pittsburgh's next possession, Bradshaw completed his 4th touchdown pass.
One makes his quickest catch in the end zone. Unbelievable catch for the touchdown.
It was the first time Bradshaw ever threw for more than 300 yards, and he was named the game's most valuable player.
Super Bowl 13, captured by the Pittsburgh Steelers. First team in the history of the NFL to win it 3 times.
I'd take a 4-point Super Bowl loss right now.
Yeah, I mean, just getting there.
Just getting.
I mean,
How
Indiana,
about the game before that?
Indiana beat you to it.
Kind of by a long shot, to be honest with you.
Next
We haven't
year's
exactly.
Next year's your year. Next year is your year. 20 or 42 years ago today, I enjoy the song, but I enjoy the rendition of it in a movie significantly better. You a fan of the band Yes?
Yes, I am.
Owner of a Lonely Heart,
Yes.
#1 today in the U.S.
I don't feel it about boats and squibs. Squids?
Squids.
Sorry. But I do feel it about singing with my a cappella group, the Tone Rangers. Oh, heck. Let me just show you how it's done. Dad, how about a little percussion? Tap, tap, tappy. Tap, tap, tappy. Mom, hi-hat. Good, Mom. And Gary.
On the kick drum, come.
On the kick drum. Come. That's Gary. Come with the kick drum. Come. It's called the bass line. Excuse me. Totally awesome. And tank. Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself.
That is an amazing scene.
Come, Gary. Come on the
He
kick drum.
goes for like 30 seconds.
I'm enjoying all the banging that they're doing over there.
What year was that movie?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
I'd say it came out probably 20 years ago.
No, it's not quite that old. I was,
08, 09 maybe?
yeah, I think I was in the NFL. I would say somewhere, maybe 07 is almost 20 years ago. I would say somewhere between 07 and 11.
Because I remember I was
06.
not in the
Oh, good for you. You nailed it, Bodes.
not in the best place with contestant or for previous administration, and we saw it together.
Impeachment was coming.
It was very awkward when we're like in
Why would I want to do the dishes?
the.
The sister's been through a lot.
No,
man.
stop there.
It's one of the great lines ever.
really is,
It's
yeah.
something that everybody would want to say, and then Vince Vaughn just spits it out right there, right in front of you. Oh, it's tremendous. Not tremendous. 2 years after the release of that movie, Black Monday worldwide stocks in 2008. European stocks have their worst close since 9/11. A lot of the global indices take huge hits. The FTSE 100 had the largest one-day fall to that point. So, yeah, not a great situation as we start to get in that financial crisis of 2008. This was early on. Globally, begins to hit the United States about 7-8 months from there. So, not a great situation to say the least. Some birthdays today. Famed fashion designer Christian Dior, born on this date, 1905. Funny man Benny Hill, born on this date, 1924.
What is the difference between a vitamin and a hormone? No, I thought you'd have got that one. You can't make a vitamin.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is very good, Mr. Benny. Thank you for finding that beautiful clip for us, Bodie. Oh, I'm just looking at this email from one of our featured fan personalities,
Ooh.
Anthony Rothman,
Oh, yeah,
the Roth
Roth
dog.
dog.
And one of his featured interviews featuring this man. A lot of featuring going on. He's featuring his 86th birthday, Mr. Jack Nicklaus.
Jack Nicklaus has looked over this birdie opportunity from about 18 feet. This is for sole possession of the lead.
Was this the Masters in 86?
Yep. Maybe.
Yes.
Sir!
Get up. Get up. Get up. That was right in the middle, Pat. What a round. What a player.
There we go. What a round, what a player, what a win. At 46, I want to say, winning.
When he won the Masters?
Yeah.
46.
46 years young, 40 years ago this year. Anniversary of that. Amazing. My man, Billy Ocean, turning 76.
Caribbean Queen? Is that what we're going?
Oh, yeah.
Now, he did this when he would sing in the videos. He would move his head back up.
Oh, he was the best. I love Billy Ocean.
They had that one, and then when the going gets tough, the tough get going from the movie. It was one that starred Kathleen Turner, Michael Douglas, Danny DeVito, Romancing the Stone. Then the Adele was kind of creepy, which is Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car.
That's a great one. Get Out of My Dreams and Into My Car.
But it's borderline like Every Breath You Take kind of vibe.
Listen, there's a lot of 80s songs that are like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll Be Watching You.
Yeah.
Into the Night by Benny Mardones. You ever watch that video? It's a dude who's like 46 looking at this high school chick with her family like eating dinner, and it's like a rainy window, and he's on the outside. I mean, it's okay. You listen to the lyrics. We might pull that up at the break. I remember watching that. I was like, oh my gosh, I like that song, and this is the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
We had the Car or the Stray
Billy
Cats.
Ocean also featured in a Yin Yang Twins and Little John song, Salt Shaker, referencing a young lady about something. They'll call her Billy Ocean. We'll get into that later.
The Stray Cats had She's Sexy and 17.
That's perfect.
You know?
Yeah, as long as you're 17, it's good.
I think Brian Setzer was well into his 20s when he recorded that song. With the Stray
he was
Cats.
in his 40s, you know?
Yeah.
Born on this date, 1953, passed away a number of years back. One of the founders of Microsoft, owned the Seattle Seahawks, Mr. Paul Allen. Turning 70 today, and it's wild that she is this old. Starring in a number of movies. One of my favorites is A League of Their Own, Miss Gina Davis.
I'll tell you what I'll miss.
What?
Well, I miss the girls. I miss you, Kat.
Me?
Yeah, how many sisters do you think I have? I love you, Kat.
You want to have a catch?
Really?
When I have a catch. I don't say when I have a catch.
Just when I want you to stay, you're leaving.
That's a dumb line in baseball movies.
It's the worst line ever.
Well, thank you for getting me into the league, Daddy.
You got yourself in the league. I got you on the train. Play great.
Like you.
I mean, that was like one with the sentimental one. There's a lot of funny lines in there. It would have been entertaining too.
Okay.
That's okay. No, it's all good. I mean,
So you have seen that movie?
Oh, I love A League of Their Own.
Really?
Tom Hanks. Listen,
crying in baseball.
Jimmy Dugan. Oh, avoid the clap, Jimmy Dugan. I mean, that's who signs a kid's ball. Right? I mean, that's I always joked when I got drafted. Started getting signed autographs. Avoid the clap, Bobby Carpenter. There you go. So it's good advice. It's good advice.
Pretty good advice. I got you.
I mean, Tom Hanks taking the leak in the locker room for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Also tremendous. I mean, there's just a lot of great stuff in there. His character drunken and just passed out in the dugout. So good. Bad knees. He has an unbelievable limp when he walks. So good. Well done by Tom Hanks. The Dream turning 63 years young today, the 12-time All-Star League MVP in 94 and world champ in 94 and 95, Mr. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Drexler puts the ball on Anderson. Drexler with the finger roll, the tip by Olajuwon. The Rockets lead 0.3 of a second remaining, and a timeout. Has one timeout remaining. Brian Shaw checking in, and now Jones steps away.
I'm surprised that they're going to zone up Hakeem underneath the basket.
It has to be a deflection with 0.3 of a second remaining. The Rockets by 2.
Oh, this is...
Shaw. Now short of the basket, and that will do it.
That was a game winner from Hakeem. Game 1 of 94, I think.
They're playing the Magic because that's Brian Shaw. Yeah, that's a big one. R.I.P. Bill Walton on the call right there as well. with
Marvel.
Yeah.
Yes. Don't let it go.
What are you talking about?
I thought you were
go. What go? The stilettos?
See, Bob, I'm trying.
Hey, everybody's into something different, man. I'm not here to judge.
I understand. No, I understand
That's why they have a buffet out there. I mean, if everybody was just going to eat the same thing, then they just have one or two items. Just because I might not be into it. And maybe also people say don't knock it till you try it. So, I didn't like sushi for a long time. Then I tried it. Now I love it. So, there's all kinds of options that are out there. Longtime Baltimore Raven, also played with the Detroit Lions. Member of my draft class, turning 42. Two-time first-team All-Pro, three-time second-team All-Pro. Haloti Nada, great D lineman out of Oregon. Some passings today. It's a sad day for Shark. He always pours one out on January 21st. Vladimir Lenin, passing away on this date, 1924. Hey, one of our former meteorologists said I'd rather be dead than red on here, but Shark, I think, would rather be celebrating his famous fallen comrades. Also, George Orwell, writer of Animal Farm, 1984, passing away on this date in 1950, and passing away on this date 2022. One of my favorite comedians as a kid, got a chance to meet him during my travels with ESPN. He was on a flight sitting beside me, or actually right diagonal from me, and on the plane flying back from Connecticut one night, Mr. Louis Anderson.
Hello.
That's really good.
What size do you want? Grand Canyon.
I'll have to dig it up somewhere in my pictures.
Oh, you got a picture of him, huh?
Oh, yeah, of course. I told him so.
He's a big fella.
He is a rather robust. We were both sitting in first class, so it worked out pretty well. Had plenty of space.
I've seen Louis Anderson. I don't know if he had plenty of space anywhere you're sitting.
Well, I mean, he utilized the entirety of the chair.
Yes.
And that was one of the first class seats, so there's a lot of room there. But my brother and I used to watch. He had a children's show called Life with Louie, and he had a goldfish that would eat like that stuff. He's a huge goal when the kid. What do you feed him? He's like chicken, donuts, cheesecake, And it was funny. My brother and I, it was like kind of our show. My brother, who's right below me, who I was the closest with growing up, and sometimes you have fights and different things. You don't talk at points in time, and that was always something we could always joke about. And I told him, like, sometimes you probably don't realize that as a comedian, like how important that is, or any type of entertainer, just the connectivity you can give people that maybe when they're going through like tough spots in life, that they always have like an anchor, that was something that was a positive experience, whether it was a song, a concert, stand up, a show that will always connect people and bring them back together. And so I just wanted to thank him for that and it's a show you're doing. It's part of your life and income, and you probably haven't heard that from many people. But I was like, that was something that my brother and I always shared, and it was always something that was pretty awesome. So I told him thank you for that, and I always appreciated it, and I enjoyed his comedy. Some holidays and observances today. It is, National Granola Bar Day, National Hug Your Puppy Day, National Hugging Day.
Oh, I can't wait till the break.
Well, One-Liners Day as well. So we'll be selling that. We're celebrating that. And as much as Shark loves this, when this happens, I call it the convergence. It's happy and sad because it's a weedless Wednesday for Shark. So unfortunately, he's not enjoying retirement as much as he normally would. And those are your historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. Wednesday, January 21st, 21st day of the year, 344 days remaining in this 2026.
Well done as always, General. I don't like to give out Shark's address, but I'm just going to tell you, if you're ever driving around and you see a house with a bunch of smaller versions of former Russian leaders, like surrounding the yard, like somebody have like the garden gnomes or whatever, or, Pink Flamingo, And Shark's got
a statue of Cheech and Chong out there, too.
Lenin and Stalin and all those guys. He's got that right out there. Yes. All right, coming up next. Let me find my teaser. So it was a really good tease.
That's good.
Yeah, I know.
Tease your tease.
Yes. We've got a date for an OSU Big Ten game, and one player we know will not be there. We will do that next. Morning Juice.
What does it mean to give 100%? It means giving everything you've got, every single day. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. So no matter what you give, we give 100% for life-saving research victories, 100% to making new discoveries that lead to innovative treatments, 100% to groundbreaking cancer research that could one day save someone you love. We know cancer research is working. Over the last 30 years, an estimated 4.5 million lives have been saved thanks to game-changing research breakthroughs. But there is more work to do. That's why the V Foundation gives 100% of every dollar donated directly to cancer research. We will always give 100% to accelerate victory over cancer.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate today at v.org.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
I always tell people I was the luckiest guy in the world. I wanted to be an Army man or a fireman, and I got to do both. As a firefighter, my job was about saving lives. I never thought one day I would be fighting for mine.
After spending his career answering the call to save others, Ken was diagnosed with ALS. Now he's facing his biggest battle, for more time. For 70 years, Muscular Dystrophy Association has been answering the call to help people live longer and more independent lives.
MDA means to me hope.
MDA is leading the way for people living with ALS, muscular dystrophy, and other neuromuscular diseases by accelerating research, advancing care, and advocating to empower families like Ken's.
I wouldn't be living as good of a life with ALS if it wasn't for MDA. MDA is helping people live stronger and love longer. Learn more at MDA.org today.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Morning Juice. Bob, they have set the date for one of the Big Ten games involving Ohio State. It is going to be October 17th in Bloomington against the Hoosiers.
How's that sound?
Sounds like a noon kickoff to me. Big noon.
Hey, everybody's been talking about this. I heard Maddie and Rothman talking about it yesterday. And it's, should you be happy Indiana won, like, for Ohio State? I'm glad that they won for the Big Ten. It bolsters strength of schedule and everything. And we all complained about, kind of how soft the schedule was this year for Ohio State. I go, well, Indiana's good, and I think that they're going to be good here to stay. So that's another good team that you get to play. That, it'll be exciting to watch. It'll be a big game.
Mm-hmm.
People should be juiced up about it. But I said the biggest thing that I'm excited about is having Indiana now is they're another team that can take some of these big noon kicks away from Ohio State, hopefully.
That's a good point, Bob.
Put that on the Fox moniker.
Yeah.
Defending national champion, Indiana, good. Put Ohio State at 3:30. Put them at 7:30. Give them a night game every now and then. Because the question always was, like, well, who do you put on there? You can't put Oregon and USC and those guys. It was 9 o'clock starts out there on the West Coast. So Ohio State got screwed with that. Penn State, they were in the crapper last year. Michigan, we'll see if they're able to rebound. But this will be big. Defending champ, Indiana Hoosiers. And hopefully they don't fall off a cliff.
Right.
And that they can now take some of those big noons away from the Buckeyes.
Also,
that's the silver lining in this.
The second Mendoza is transfer portal. He announced that on Tuesday. So he will not be there. Not a huge surprise on that one after TCU's transfer quarterback.
They brought in Hoover, but
Josh Hoover, yeah.
I mean, he still has 3 years left.
Yeah.
Now, the point was made to me, like, well, maybe they only brought him in so that his brother would come there initially.
It wouldn't be surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be surprised by that. We'll get the rest of the Big Ten schedule next week is when they'll release the rest of the dates. Obviously, times won't get released for quite a while because they wait until just a couple weeks before the game before they announce some of that stuff.
Just NFL style. Just release some of the big games here and there, smattering.
Sprinkle it out.
Maybe announce Ohio State, Michigan's going to be the Saturday that it always is.
I'm guessing that'll be the case.
Throw some of the other ones in there, like, hey, whoever these teams play, when these big games are, have them drop out. I mean, that'd be fun.
Ohio State's men's basketball team, yesterday we talked about it before, 82-74 win over Minnesota in overtime.
Big dub.
And Bruce Thornton started off very slowly, but then he finished with 23 points. And here is Jake Diebler discussing Thornton.
Yeah, no, I mean, not every time, but I want him to be aggressive. You know, I thought he got some really good looks from three that he'll hit, you know, most nights. And I thought he did a great job getting to the paint. You know, they didn't. Their defense has really done some good things lately, and they put you in some compromising situations with the way they changed their help and things. So I thought he read the paint really well, got to his spot. He's really good when he gets to his spot there. And, you know, he just has to stay aggressive. I think, you know, even though he didn't score, he took a few shots early in that stretch, which was good. That's my biggest thing is he can't be coming out and not being aggressive. So I like that he was aggressive, just missed some good looks, and then he got it rolling.
John Mobley Jr., he had 26 points lead the way. Devin Royal had 16. Christoph Tilly, 11. The bench contributed 6 points. That's a win. But Amari Bynum played 22 minutes. Which is,
Mobley played good.
Yeah, Mobley played 43 minutes, scored 26 points. He was 5 of 11 on threes. But Bynum only played 22 minutes and took just one shot. That was it. He had finished the game with 0 points, 5 rebounds. And here is Diebler talking about Bynum not playing as much tonight as usual.
Yeah, it is. And he's a freshman and 18 years old, and sometimes I have to remind myself of that, and I think we all do. He's entitled to have an off night. Well, not by design, obviously. But I think, you know, he had a couple defensive breakdowns there that, you know, we felt like we needed to go with a different lineup. But listen, what that young man has done so far this season has been nothing short of really impressive and special. So he and I talked after the game, and I anticipate him having a great practice tomorrow. I have high-level belief in him. I've told you guys I love coaching him. And I think this game just called for some different lineups. They went a little smaller at times. We went a little smaller at times. And he stayed ready. He came in after sitting for a little bit, sign of his maturity. And also we had some guys step up. I think that let's not you know, it wasn't all on him. We had some guys kind of rise to the occasion when they went. I thought Avon did really good. Colin had some major plays. So it wasn't, some of that was those guys, you know, kind of rising to the level there too.
Go ahead.
I mean, just everybody gets bent out of shape in a game where maybe somebody doesn't play as much as they have been, or you know, or as part of the game plan. And sometimes like games just kind of take on a life of their own. You know, when you're doing this and matchups dictate it, and maybe somebody just isn't quite clicking the way that they have in the past. It's not a bad thing. It's like, hey, we'll get back to it. This is a one-off. We'll look at it. We'll see what happened. You know, how those matchups kind of dictated, and you know, let's have a good week of practice. We'll get back in there and see what it looks like next week.
The last time he played fewer than 22 minutes was December 9th against Illinois. So he's had quite a pretty big run since, in as far as having.
He's a freshman, and you know he's playing a lot. And it wasn't like he played 5 minutes in the game.
No.
I mean, he still played over 22 minutes.
And then the announced attendance, or printed attendance, I'm seeing here, 8,750. And here is Diebler talking about the lackluster home atmosphere for the game.
Yeah, I mean, I got a great deal of trust in the people in our department who are working really hard to help us in that regard. We would love, right, to be able to simulate some of the home court environments that we go up against when we're on the road. And I think when our fans have been in there, you can really feel it. And listen, I think ever since COVID, things have changed. You know, you see across college basketball, I think things have changed for majority of arenas. We certainly have a large one, but I'm appreciative of the people that are there and the energy that they're bringing. I think, you know, we can certainly help ignite that, right? When we're flying around and the ball's popping and we're making shots, and so we all need to work together to build this. That's the reality of it, and we're going to continue to do everything we can within our program and department to keep improving things here in our building. This is the building we got, so we're going to make it. We're going to make it great. We just got to keep building it.
It'll be interesting to me, Bob, to see if they continue to win like this, and it starts to look like very much a possibility that they get a decent seed, maybe not a play-in seed, but a decent seed in the NCAA tournament. How that will affect the attendance?
It goes up.
I'm curious how much it'll go up.
It's amazing. There's a correlation between attendance and winning. I mean, that's
a deep take there.
I mean, I'm decent at math, but I don't know if you need to be Albert Einstein over here or John Nash, a beautiful mind, if you will, to sit there and say, hey, the more you win, the more they show up. I think that's very true for everything. Why do you think Ohio Stadium's full all the time? Why do you think it's full when it's raining? Why do you think it's full when it's cold? Because people come for the wins. To quote one of Rothman's buddies, who they asked him on the Blue Jackets cam about what his favorite part of the in-stadium environment was, and he said, quote, I come for the wins.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You can church it up and do everything you want in arena and in stadium. And I think Ross Bjork and the athletic department have done a tremendous job of doing all of those things. But at the end of the day, people want to see the team win.
Sure.
You're not going to a Broadway play. It's not just sheer entertainment. You're going there because you care about them and you want to see them have success.
As far as in-game experience goes, I mean, the Jackets do a fantastic job of it. I think
they do.
It's a great
a lot
atmosphere.
of people go for a franchise that hasn't won a ton.
Right, yeah. They do a great job of that. And I don't know how
I wish they did a worse job of that and a better job on the ice.
That's fair. But they do a great job of that, though, because they are people, just to enjoy going there, and it's loud, it's fun, and they do it the right way there. So coming up next, we'll do some quick hitters. Morning Juice.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. You don't want to start the new year off hurting. You don't want to start off the new year getting surgery. You don't want to start off the new year dealing with trying to plan something out into the future. What you want to do is get healthy. So what you want to do is go to my friends over at QC Kinetics. Dr. Tesner and his team, the medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Columbus, they can deliver regenerative treatments that actually help your body repair the areas that are causing you pain. Those achy knees, hips, back, shoulders, whatever it is, they can help you get ready. So instead of those invasive operations, it's going to sideline you all of the early year. Go check out our friends at QC Kinetics and see if they can help you today. Imagine moving better, being stronger, planning your year, doing what actually you want to do. So don't wait. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices located in Dublin and Gahanna, and they're ready there for your free consultation. So go check them out today.
Hey guys, 13-year NFL veteran and Super Bowl champion Jason McCourty here, and I'm an innovation ambassador at FAIR, Food Allergy and Research Education. I would say the most challenging thing as a parent of a kid who has a food allergy is probably the ignorance that I myself had in the beginning. I didn't know what anaphylactic shock was. I didn't know the dangers, let alone the things that she needed to be able to have a normal life. When you go to drop your kid off, and every single time in the beginning, we'd have to go through everything she was allergic to. Preparation is everything. And me, for playing football for 13 years, it was all throughout the course of the week. It's getting ready for game day. When you're on the field, you're playing for your fans. At home, you're playing for your family. My playbook, read labels, keep it allergy friendly, and have an epinephrine nasal spray as a backup plan. Because when my family's safe from food allergens, that's the real victory. Visit foodallergy.org to learn more.
My mom is a veteran and she was injured in the line of duty.
I hurt my leg in a training accident when she was only 2 years old.
She had 7 different surgeries over the span of 9 years, and there were tons of complications.
I couldn't be the mom my kids needed me to be.
She missed so much.
After my last surgery, I got an infection so bad I thought it was going to kill me.
I told her she couldn't leave me yet. there was still so much she had to see. I hadn't even graduated.
I'm doing much better now. I may have lost my leg, but I've gained so much. I'm an active part of my kids' lives.
She can kick a mean soccer ball.
DAV's been there for me and my family. Through thick and thin, they've had our back.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans like Sandy get the health and disability benefits they've earned so they can achieve victories great and small.
My victory is getting my life back. I got my joy back.
We got our mom back, thanks to DAV.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Tito, Bobby, and Dodie. Don't forget, top of the hour, Austin Ward. Bottom of that next hour, Derek Dorsett's going to join us here in studio. Right now, though, let's knock out some quick hitters.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
All right, guys, happy Wednesday. I missed this news, I guess, at some point yesterday or the day before. Mike McCarthy's interviewing with the Steelers. How about that? I just saw that on Twitter.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it was new this morning. It was
There
an
we
old
go.
tweet, but you want to find a surefire way for Aaron Rodgers to come back one more year in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Just hire Mike McCarthy.
I agree.
Who has the most valuable program in all of college football, guys, according to the Wall Street Journal? That would be the Texas Longhorns. The Journal did their annual study, and the Longhorns came in at number one, just shy of $2.2 billion. Behind them, it's A&M, Ohio State, LSU, and Michigan rounding out the top five. How about this? No surprise here, but among the top 19 teams on the list, 18 of them come from either the Big Ten or the SEC. You could probably guess who's not in one of those two conferences in the top 19, and that would be Notre Dame. They are number 6. And per the report, the valuations have increased 46% year over year within the top 20 of the nation's programs, a record during the NIL and revenue sharing era. So, Carp, not really a huge surprise here, the usual suspects, and no surprise that Ohio State's number 3 on this list, right behind A&M and the Aggies. Or, I'm sorry, A&M and the Aggies, A&M and the Longhorns.
Yeah, it's interesting because those two schools obviously bring in a ton. Ohio State, I think, brings in maybe the most, but they also have the most expenses. They have the most sports that you can possibly put out there. And you've heard Paul Feinbaum's talked about this, Nick Saban. I mean, this is kind of the era that they're living in now. And a lot of these Big Ten team valuations are probably going up because they've got a lot more money. In Texas, it's like outside of Texas and A&M, I mean, those are the two flagships now in the Southeastern Conference that will give them some of those big branded schools that have the big branded backers that are in highly populated areas. And I mean, you look at this, and if you gave somebody a piece of paper and a pencil and said, sketch out the 10 most valuable teams, you probably are going to, if you give them 15 slots, they could probably get the 10 most in whatever particular order they are.
So it said here the story that 15 teams exceeded $1 billion. Yeah, it's I don't know, Bob, how, like, what would it take for that to change? As far as like for, let's look at a team like, just say, let's talk about Notre Dame or, a team in the bottom half. Like, it just feels like they're, I don't want to say on an autopilot, but like it's going to take a lot for something to move off that number. Is that fair to say?
I don't know. Yeah, that's something that would take years to be able to move. Like, is Indiana on that list?
That's what I was going to ask you. Not if they were on the list. Were they? Indiana. They are not. Well, and I was going to ask, like, is that something that...
Well, I think it's a function of, like, they just got good.
Yeah.
So, like, they don't have the marketing prowess. Now, you give them a 5-year sustained run, and maybe not winning national titles, but being in the CFP, we'll call it, quote, being in the mix.
Right.
And so if you can be in the mix for 5 years, Indiana will probably get on that list.
Yeah, because, for example, Iowa's 15 and Wisconsin's 18. And now Wisconsin's kind of fallen on some hard times. But for the most part of this century, those two programs, while they haven't won the national championship, obviously, they've been steadily good.
Yeah.
And have strong fan bases at, places that people care a lot about college football.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, Bodie said it all right there. I mean, it's sustained success for those programs for 20 years. Indiana, while they were great the last two, they lost the most games as anyone else prior to that. So
it'd have been a minute.
You got to give them like 5 years to kind of turn this thing around.
Guys, as part of winning the NCAA and individual championship in men's golf, you earn an exemption to play in the Masters the following calendar year. But that goes out the window when you make the decision to join Live Golf, and that is what Ole Miss golfer Michael Lasasso is doing as he's joining Live Golf and the Live Tour there and giving up his amateur status and a spot in this spring's field down there in Augusta. He'll be joining... If you had given me a million guesses, I don't know that I could tell you a single Live Golf team name. But nevertheless, he'll be joining the High Flyers GC, which is led by Phil Mickelson. So, Tito, I'm sure the paycheck is a solid one.
They were featured in Happy Gilmore too, by the way.
Yeah. I'm sure the paycheck is probably pretty good for Michael Lasasso, but as somebody who doesn't follow golf a ton outside of the majors or whatever, giving up a spot to play in the Masters seems crazy to me.
That's what jumped out to me.
I know he can eventually make his way back into it, but man.
Yeah, the Masters, it's right around the corner. It's coming up. Yeah, it's you figure it's
a few months away.
So I think I read something like he might get $20 million this year.
That sounds good to me.
You know what? Okay, maybe. I didn't realize it was that much for a guy who was that unproven.
Well,
I know they're throwing out cash to anybody, but
neither did he. And then when they did, he may have realized that this
son of a gun.
I've played there once. Maybe I'll make my way back again.
Yeah.
But for the meantime, let's go cash in on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the number's big, yes. And, $20 million, he won't make that on the PGA Tour, obviously, in the 1 year. But
probably won't make that on the PGA Tour in 3 or 4 years.
Unless he really would have to hit.
I found it surprising, too, though, because you would think if
there's a guy you don't know who they're willing to pay $20 million, I'm guessing that guy's going to take $20 million.
Probably. I look at it, though. Yeah, it's more than likely, Bob. Yes. But I'm looking as a business move. It's probably a smart move for him. Yes, $20 million. It's kind of a smart move there.
Probably.
Yeah, and
if it was 4 or 5, okay, can you make that back over a couple of years? You're getting to play in the Masters. You have confidence in yourself. But they're going to give you $20 million in 1 year.
But he would go there and compete really well. He would get a pass into next year.
What if he doesn't play really well?
I know. It's a risk. It is. It's like a Dante Moore risk if you went and did. You know what I mean? Because you'd be the number 2 pick overall.
But Dante Moore's still going to make $6 million this year.
I realize that.
So that's the difference.
Sure, but he's betting on himself quite a bit though, because it's going to lower it could lower his draft stock for next year. Depending on what happens. Whereas this kid at $20 million, I know it's still if he goes over there and doesn't do well professionally and passes up on the chance to ever play in the Masters, then it's.
Didn't you say you just?
No, he hasn't played in it. He won the NCAA
tournament. I thought you meant
Yes,
I thought he played in it as an amateur last year.
No.
And you can qualify again through that. All right.
This would be his first year to have a chance to qualify to play in the Masters. First year, he already had a spot in there.
I just would have told Liv, I'll join on April 10th.
Yeah, right.
Whatever.
I would join after that.
Monday morning comes, I'll jump in there. And if you guys want to offer a little bit less, that's fine. But whatever is less than $20 million, still probably going to be in the millions.
Yeah.
Some college basketball here. Mick Cronin, he's always been a little bit of a prickly fella. And despite earning a huge win last night, that did not change. They beat the Bruins. The Bruins upset number 4 Purdue, 69-67 out there in L.A., improving to 13-6 on the season, 5-3 in conference play. But after the game, Coach Cronin had to get something off his chest. He told reporters, quote, "I want to thank the Big Ten for giving us 4 of our first 7 games on the road, bringing Purdue here on a Thursday night when we didn't even get back to L.A. until Saturday night, and then giving us the team that was picked to win the league on 2 days rest after 5 of our first 7 games were out on the road. Really, I want to thank the Big Ten for that." He later added, "I don't think they care about basketball. Truly, that's just my opinion. We're in a league that's in the Midwest, so that's just going to be what it's going to be. But you ain't got to play 5 of the first 7 games out on the road and then come home and get the team that's picked to win the league on 2 days rest." Bobby, do you think at any point in time we will ever stop hearing some of these coaches in the Big Ten stop complaining about the fact that they have to travel? Because, as Mr. Bo Bishop would like to say, quoting I think it was Don Draper from Mad Men, that's what the money's for.
Also, my wife's got a picture with him.
Ooh, John Hamm's great.
Yeah, good dude. It popped up in our on our Amazon TV and the pictures that we're scrolling through.
Yeah.
And my kid's like, "Who's that?" I'm like,
"Who's that?"
That's what's his name? And Top Gun. Gosh, dog, I can't think of.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about,
I can't pull it off the top of my head.
But anyway, so no, they're not going to stop complaining because that's the reality of their life. Like he's getting paid to win basketball games and lead the UCLA program. He's got to fly all over the place, and they are having to deal with all the travel and the logistics. And for him to say that the league doesn't care that much about basketball, well, they don't care about it as much as they do football because they don't make as much money. And that's the reality. But to his point, your point, Bodie, that's what the money's for. Cronin, just chill out because you have more resources now than you ever had before. You would have ever had if you didn't join the Big Ten. You needed to join the Big Ten because your athletic department was in the crapper and you had no money. You were going broke. Oh, UCLA was flying commercial flights before they joined the Big Ten. This is supposed to be the blue
UCLA,
blood program
John
of
Wooden,
They
Bill
literally
Walton,
they were flying commercial flights. I talked to Sean Farm about it. I could not believe. He goes, "Oh yeah, we flew commercially." I'm like, "What? UCLA?
The men's basketball?
The men's basketball program at UCLA, the one that John Wooden used to coach, right?" Yeah. I'm not like misconstruing this. I want to make sure there's not a second one that I'm like I didn't know about.
Is that the University of Connecticut,
yes.
LA, or
I mean the Bears and everything? No, okay. Bruins, okay, we got it. It's the Bear little mascot, okay. But yeah, that's what they did. So he's going to keep complaining about it. He's going to voice his displeasure. He's yelling in a bucket because nothing's going to change. That's the reality. You can argue, and maybe your schedule changes a little bit, but you only have 4 teams that are in your time zone. You being one of them. So who else are you going to play? I don't have a solution for you. You're going to have to go on these road trips. That's what the money's for.
You play 2 games most weeks.
It's like Bobby said. Yeah, the financial side of it, though, it's like you were fine with doing it to get the money.
I don't know that he was ever fine. I mean, the UCLA athletic department had to do it, and he just had to be on board. But I don't know if everybody signed up for it, and the people that signed up to do it aren't the people the ones that had to live.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, we'll do this.
Great.
Oh, yeah. It's like, well, we got our 8.
Then you're going to Piscataway on a Tuesday night into December and
so
January.
half our games are at home, right?
Son of a gun. Yeah,
half our games are at home. Well, the other half.
So I was thinking about this, Bob, when I saw this, and
it's dangerous.
It's a bit. No, there's all the talk about having a super conference at some point when it comes to football. And do you know if the TV contracts align with the conference as far as when they will end much? You know, you're talking about these Power 4 conferences, you're talking about the super conference.
I know the ACC's out all the way to 36.
Right.
The Big Ten, there's room for wiggle in that here in 3 or 4 years, maybe. 30-ish, 29, 30, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the SEC conference. You'll have to look at that.
It feels like the SEC and Big Ten might have been around the same time because the way they did it just turned on a dime for both conferences as far as where there were games.
I think the Big Ten was a little before, then the SEC was right after. But you're right because of the bidding and how that worked.
Right, and I mean that seems like that's the biggest concern about how the power conference, the super conference won't.
Having to find the Big Ten basketball games on streaming platforms and stuff, is that not something you're looking forward to?
I'm not particularly looking forward to that. Yeah, I'm not.
SEC 33 and 34.
33, 34 season?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, that year wins.
And Big Ten was 30, 31, right? Does that sound
I think
about
something
right?
like that.
Yeah.
It's 29, 30, 31, somewhere in there.
I mean, I'm sure if, God forbid, if they all just came together.
Right.
I was like, hey.
Yeah.
The Beatles talked about that.
Let's figure out a way that they did, Bob, and it worked out pretty well for them, at least for a moment.
Not
in time.
for John.
I would think they could find some sort of common ground, and all the media rights partners could come together with the conferences. I did have to laugh here. I just typed in Big Ten media rights deal ending, and the very second one was, by the way, the Big Ten and Notre Dame's deal with NBC both in the same year.
Oh.
So how about that? Top Gun, Maverick, John Hamm, Cyclone.
Thank you.
There you go. Last one here, guys, real quick in the NBA. The dynasty that, frankly, was probably already over came to a full-blown end on Monday night this week as Jimmy Butler suffered a season-ending torn ACL in Golden State's 135-112 win over the Miami Heat. It's been an inconsistent year out there for the Dubs. They're 25-19 overall, but they had been playing better as of late. They had won 12 of their last 16 games, and Jimmy Butler was basically, frankly, their second-best player and by far their second leading scorer on the team behind, of course, Mr. Wardell, Stephen Curry. This year, Butler is averaging 21 points and 53% from the field. That's this month, and then overall this year, 20 points on the year, and he was their second leading scorer, like I said, there behind Mr. Curry.
I can't believe Jimmy's younger than Steph Curry.
Yeah, I mean, Steph's 37, right?
Jimmy's 36.
Okay, so
what's
not too far
your
off,
boy is 39 that's out there now?
Who's that?
Who's their big guy?
Raymond?
Oh, Horford?
Or Al Horford's there, right?
He plays for Golden State. Yeah.
I couldn't believe that. When I heard that this morning, I was today years old when I realized that.
Well, you start adding it up, and it's like, yeah, he was on that Florida team, and
these guys were like, they were like in school
and they played
around
a couple
my
of years.
age. Yeah.
He was Horford. I think he was like a junior, sophomore, and junior on those back-to-back years.
I think he was a junior when he came out.
Yeah, he wasn't a one and done. But nevertheless, Tito, since winning the finals in 22 over the Celtics, the Warriors, they've been bounced in the second round twice. They also lost in the play-in game once. I think with Steph, a play-in tournament, whatever you want to call it there, is still likely this year, but this is it. It's kind of been done for a few years now, and this is how most dynasties end. They kind of end on a bit of an ugly note, frankly.
Sometimes they end because of age, but I think like this one will end as much of a reason as what OKC's got. I mean, like it's
OKC, Denver, San Antonio.
Yes, I mean those are really, really tough teams to beat in the playoffs. Same thing with the Lakers, why they're going to have issues too again this year because the West is just stacked. You know, if Golden State's in the East, they still got a shot of winning that conference.
I would say so, yeah. You know? I mean, you throw Steph Curry, and Steph is still incredible. Like, he's averaging 27 a game, I think, this year. He's shooting it just as well as ever, pretty much. He all-star starter again this year. Like, he's still damn good at his age, but
would you rather have seen them trade away Steph and, like, try to do a full rebuild and just, like, scrap it? Or...
If I was a Golden State fan, heck no. Like, I think it's a rare breed nowadays for the Dirk Nowitzkis and Kobe Bryant. Although Kobe tried to get his way out of the Lakers more than once.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Well, he bounced around a little bit at the end there. No,
played for like 7 teams in 4 years.
It's rare to have a guy stick with one team all the way through and still, A, be that great, and B, for that long. And look, like, he's won his titles, he's won his MVPs. Yeah. Like, if he was at a point where he hadn't, maybe it's like, you know what, let's send him somewhere, try to do the right thing, see if he can go get that ring.
Right.
But, like, he's won 4 championships and 2 MVPs. And like that 22 finals, him winning one, especially against, injuries happen, but people were always going to hold it against him a little bit that Cleveland was banged up like they were in the first one, and then they added Durant and 1-2 more. But that fourth one when they beat Boston a few years ago, like, that kind of elevated Steph into a different level in terms of, like, the all-time greats. Because he was the, no question about it, best player on that team, won the Finals MVP that year and deservedly so, although he probably should have won it in 15 over Iguodala, but nevertheless. So, yeah, I think there are instances, Carp, where that would make sense for both the player and team, but I felt like with Curry that
I don't know if it's better that you watch it limp to the finish like this.
Yeah, it sucks.
Everything ends badly or else it wouldn't end.
Exactly.
And so either you, like, rip the Band-Aid off and you die the hero and you remember them in a positive light, or you just get to watch them go to the nursing home of the NBA.
It is. They keep making basically the play-in tournament every year. And Steph's great, but everything else around it's kind of like,
And their thing is, like, we need to win now. So they bring in Al Horford. You bring in a guy who's, like, the same age as all those other guys.
He's older
and
than
it's not a function that, and this is the problem, it's not a function guys aren't good. They're like, well, keep getting injured. Yeah, because they're all in their upper 30s.
Yeah.
They're not in their 20s anymore. And you know what happens to old people? They die or get hurt and then die.
Yeah. I don't know where I think I'd rather see him keep the gang together. And if it's just
the same gang.
I mean, hell, I'd even lean on it and go out and trade for Klay Thompson, get him back there. Even though he's a shell player, get Thompson and
bring Durant back.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
I saw them tied to maybe Ja Morant in a deal type of thing.
I don't know that I'd make that move. But
yeah, I don't know. But So yeah, it's
tough. There's no.
Yeah.
I mean, even the Butler move was
Chris
kind of.
Paul still out there?
I think he's a free agent. Yeah,
because they just beasted him off of a team.
Yeah, the Clippers.
He's available. Bring him in.
He did play for Golden State a couple years ago.
That's right. Bring him back.
So, and it's tough. Steph is still so great, but he's so great that they can't just suck and tank.
Right.
You know, and so, but yeah, as you said, Carp, all good things come to an end, ugly or otherwise they wouldn't end.
Coming up next, top of the hour, Austin Ward's going to join us. We'll do that next Morning Juice.
While serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. Today, I'm a sculptor. Now, my fingers are my eyes. I'm Michael Naranjo. As a veteran, I know the challenges of life can be great. In my art, turning a lump of clay into something beautiful, that is worth doing. Life is like that. We each must use what we can to make things better.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year in life-changing ways.
Now, I show others how they can create something with their own hands. I know it can do a lot of good. With support from DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Michael Naranjo, may your victories inspire many more. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hey, everybody, it's Berm here. Jeremy Birmingham from the Austin and Berm Show on 97.1 The Fan. Listen, if you told me 4 weeks ago that I'd have lost 27 pounds, I would have asked you if I lost a limb. But here I am, 27 pounds down in 4 weeks and all my limbs intact, thanks to Awaken 180. Where'd that weight come from? My waist. I'm already down 3 notches on my belt. My face. Yeah, I can see my jawline. That's pretty cool. You don't gain 27 pounds in a week, so you don't really notice when the weight creeps on. But if you drop it quick, doing it the healthy way, you can watch 3, 5, or even 15 years of weight gain disappear just like that. The Awaken 180 app keeps me on track, and my coach, Mandy, ensures the weight keeps dropping off. But the results on the scale are the true motivation. I'm becoming a new me, and don't miss the old me or my approach to food and health. Well, maybe cheese on a burger, but that'll be back as soon as I'm on the maintenance part of the plan. That's the thing. You give up a tiny amount, in return, you get everything. Do what we all did and make your 180 with Awaken 180. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Ms. Fernandez, what are those tiny things?
Those are what we call amoebas. You can only see them through a microscope.
Wow.
Today's students are tomorrow's great thinkers and innovators. But right now, there's a funding crisis in public schools. Millions of kids go to schools that don't have funding for books, computers, and so much more just because of where they live. You can help change that. Donors Choose is a nonprofit that lets you support students and teachers in your community and beyond. You choose which supplies to support. You could provide first graders with pencils and paper, or other students with their first chapter books, help a music class get a guitar.
You could even supply a classroom like mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town and an opportunity to work alongside them as partners? Whether you're a small business or a large operation, Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area. They're going to help you reach your goals, whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep it running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale. Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them at 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, let's do it with our guy.
A guy who considers himself the mayor of Laramie, Wyoming, who holds the shuffleboard record at the Ranger, and most impressive, the commissioner of the Central Ohio Two-Man Scramble League. Here's Austin Ward.
Look at that guy. Austin Ward joins us here on Morning Juice. Austin, we'll get started on this. Have you been hearing anything, any rumblings, any rumors, any juicy tidbits about where Ohio State stands on its OC hire?
Nothing juicy, Tito.
no rumors, no specific candidates, and I know that that's frustrating. I know everyone wants to get that done and to be able to, dive into that conversation and turn the page for really what this entire roster and coaching staff will look like for 2026. But, outside of the fact that Ryan Day wants to interview candidates with NFL experience that are involved with the coaching carousel at that level right now, which, could still drag out. That process really just started for them about a week and a half ago. Very different time frame than college football, obviously. That he, needs and wants a standalone head coach of the offense that would not necessarily be a full-time recruiter, which is changing some of the paradigm for way that the college football has structured its coaching staffs historically, and that Ryan Day doesn't intend to call plays anymore. So that's as juicy as it really gets for me. If there are people that have advanced conversations or interviews, I'm not aware of them, so I can't report on that or speculate on it. That's all I know is really what Ryan Day is trying to accomplish there, but not necessarily who that would be with.
But you're of the belief that that will be an external candidate, and do you have an idea on the timeline, Austin, of when that maybe will get going?
Yeah, 100%, Bob. I think that they are making an effort to look outside. It's sort of a similar situation for me, and my understanding, to a year ago, where when Ryan Day was looking for the head coach of the defense and trying to replace Jim Knowles, it was on the table that he had faith and confidence in Matt Guerrieri and Tim Walton, and that one of the options, if he didn't find an ideal candidate and a perfect fit, that they would make an internal promotion, and that Ryan Day felt comfortable doing so given the skill set and the success that Matt Guerrieri and Tim Walton had with Ohio State, and what the future looks like, particularly for someone with Matt Guerrieri, who continues to be courted for other jobs across college football this offseason and is elected to stay. Between some combination of Keenan Bailey or Tyler Bowen or Billy Fessler, that could still be an option for Ryan Day. I don't think it will be. I think that Ryan Day is proceeding as if he needs someone else to come in from the outside and take on, a similar role that Matt Patricia has done for the defense and do that for the offense, which would then allow Ryan Day to stay in that CEO role where he has proven best. I don't think he wants to pick up the play sheet again. I don't think he needs to be involved with the, Saturday decisions on every single snap. That's not worked out in his favor. There were maybe some pieces of the Cotton Bowl against Miami where he had plays that were schemed up to hit more and it didn't. I don't think that he was poor as a play caller in that game. There were certainly some that were head scratching and also some execution breakdowns that happen in a lot of games, and certainly when you lose. But I do believe, Bob, that this will be done externally, that there will be someone hired that does fit what Ryan Day wants, that does fit into the culture, that all those buzzwords that we use to describe these processes every single time. But I am not of the mindset that, especially given the potential difficulty of this schedule next year, that Ryan Day will be looking into 2026 and trying to bring along a first-time play caller or just sticking with an internal hire. I think that this will be done outside, and the reason that we're into week 7 ostensibly when this job is known to be open, with Brian Hartline taking the South Florida job, is trying to be involved and wanting to make sure that you cover all bases by talking to people at the NFL level. So he didn't control some of that, and teams are still playing at that level. So we'll see how long that takes. I kind of look at it as like around the Super Bowl is probably when we should expect it. Nobody is saying that's like a deadline or an ideal date for Ryan Day to get it done. That's just I'm trying to set maybe a reasonable time frame for what it might look like.
Speaking of NFL hires and everything, Chip Kelly went to Northwestern. That's been a couple of weeks. Is there any understanding as to the lack of maybe interest, or was it both sides, or where that looked at as far as Chip Kelly's potential return to his former position at Ohio State?
Yeah, I had a conversation with some people that were involved with the decision-making process very early on, like right after the Big Ten championship game. And I was talking about the things that we just mentioned, what the profile would be, what the candidate would look like, who, what, when, where, why, and how. And I asked about Chip Kelly. He wasn't at Northwestern then. He had already been fired by the Raiders. And what I was told at that point was just that they were not going to be going down that road. And the way that I'm sort of underselling the way that it was conveyed to me. And so it would be fair to say, well, why is that? What's the follow-up question to that? It was put so bluntly. I thought it was irrelevant. I didn't ask to follow up. I didn't ask for a reason why, because it was put so clearly that whether that was on the Chip Kelly side or the Ohio State side or some combination of both, it just didn't feel like that was a conversation that anybody wanted to have. And so, if people want to blame me for not following up to get that information to be able to explain it more clearly, I certainly get the frustration there.
Well, sometimes the brevity of the answer kind of speaks to the follow-up.
Yeah, so what good would that have done? It did not appear to be a conversation that anybody wanted to continue having. So I got that, and I didn't want to waste the time just so that we could put that into, more clarity's sake at this point. So I just, all I know, Bob, is what you're saying right there. From the word go, it didn't appear to be something that was of interest to maybe both sides. I can't speak to that because I didn't talk to Chip Kelly. I just know that on the Ohio State side, it was not going to be a run it back option on the table for them. And I think we also know that based on their actions, because Chip Kelly was still interviewing for college jobs. He interviewed at Georgia Tech before taking the Northwestern job. If he had interest or Ohio State had interest, they had plenty of time in December to get back together. And in fact, he could have returned in time to help during the postseason and the college football playoff if need be. That did not happen, and I think that tells us everything that we really need to know about how likely that was in the skill set or the selection set there for Ryan Day.
Austin, you said people can blame you for that. I'm going to quote the famous therapist, Sean. It's not your fault, son. It's not your fault. I'm not messing with you. It's not your fault. So don't worry about that. Do you, after now the NFL commits are out there now and the transfer portals, closed for Ohio State, I'm curious, is there a position that you think, as they sit today, they wish they would have addressed more?
I think when you look at that, what do we got, 21-day stretch, everything that's happened in 2026 so far, and you work down the list, Ohio State addressed every position that they viewed as a need. And I feel pretty confident saying they did that with most options that were at the top of their board. I know that the immediate leap is to say, well, what about Chaz Coleman? This was presumed for months that he was going to come over from Penn State, and he had interest in Ohio State and from Ohio, and they needed defensive linemen. I think the situation in his portal recruitment had changed as more information came in, and that's all encompassing. That's financial, that's production, that's medical clearance, everything down the road. So that's a still position where, Tito, you look at it, and losing Caden Curry and losing Caden McDonald is going to put a bit of a strain on this team, as it always does. But they immediately got a couple defensive tackles. And I think John Walker and James Smith will help. You get Kenyatta Jackson back. That is a very significant piece. You got Quay Rousseau, and then even the linebacker Christian Alliegro can help, I think, with some of the pass rushing edge stuff that Matt Patricia wants to do. So they addressed it. Would they have still maybe liked to add one or two other defensive linemen just for the sake of numbers, of depth? If there had been another high ceiling player out there, would they have taken a swing on the defensive line? I think that they probably would. And, maybe there'll be something out there that they can still add as a depth piece. We'll see as this week goes along. Just because the deadline is closed to enter doesn't mean that you cannot still add. So we'll see if that plays out. But, you know, you just go down every other list. They didn't need a ton of pieces on offense. They did at tight end, and they picked up 2 there. They wanted some more help in the backfield. They got that with Jacoby Jackson. I think that they really like what the upside on that hit could be. Needed to replace those portal wide receivers. They did that with Kyle Parker and Devin McEwen. Same thing at linebacker with Christian Allegro that I mentioned, and at safety and corner. Like, they even got a kicker, Tito. So we can normally we would just brush right past that, but we know how significant those special teams pieces can be for Ohio State based on the way that they've lost those last 2 games and those missteps that they had there. So I think that we'll see what it looks like for them. Did they hit on every evaluation? Only time is going to tell on that once you get to August, September, and beyond. But in terms of actually attacking the positions they needed to, I think they did that, and they did it well.
Matt Patricia is still with the Buckeyes. Your anticipation that he's going to remain here? I know there's a bunch of NFL jobs that are still open, head jobs. They're building out rosters or staffs, if you will. Still here. He's actively involved in recruiting and everything. Do we believe that he will be here for the 2026 season still?
I think you have to sweat because you just don't know what the NFL teams are going to do. As we're sitting here right now on Wednesday morning, Bob, I mean, Matt Patricia has been in the Woody. He's been involved in a lot of those transfer portal conversations. Yeah. I think his influence on what the physical profile is of those defensive linemen and what the future might look like with, different kinds of fronts and different talent. I think you're seeing Matt Patricia, as he has said since he got here, right? You've heard this from him, shopping for the groceries, back to the old Bill Parcells conversation that you're also familiar with, that he likes doing that part. He's been involved in that part of it. I think right now I'm not aware of an NFL actual offer that has dollars and cents attached to it. And Matt Patricia, as I've said since the start, well within his rights to see what is out there for him. Nobody anticipated at this time a year ago the Raiders losing their minds and giving Chip Kelly $6 million. If an NFL team wants to do that for Matt Patricia's services as a defensive coordinator, that would probably be difficult for Ohio State to match. They feel like any reasonable offer, and this has been presented to Matt Patricia, it's not a mystery to him, and they're not going to rush him to accept it or make a decision right now. If as long as nobody goes crazy, Ohio State is pretty comfortable going beyond what it has ever paid for a coordinator in its history. I think it feels he deserves to be the highest paid coordinator in college football, and it would do things to make that happen. I'm not trying to negotiate on his behalf or spend Ross Bjork's money. I'm just saying
is it Ross's? I like that it's Ross's now.
Who's he, Pat McAfee? Is that what he's doing?
No, Ross owns the team. He's like Mike Brown.
That's
Berm's favorite guy.
I know that's not a conversation that we want to have right now. We did that yesterday at Roosters on the live show, Bob. But the Ohio State's money, they know that Matt Patricia has earned it and deserves it, and that they don't want to start over again with a head coach of the defense, given the historical success and the relationships, honestly, as well, that Matt Patricia has built. So, I think this is really important. Everyone wants to point fingers and assign blame if things don't happen immediately. Ohio State has done its part to present a really lucrative offer to stay to Matt Patricia, and Matt Patricia is not doing anything wrong to Ohio State by seeing what else is potentially available to him, and what that dollar amount could be, or maybe even will be at some point. So I think that this thing just is working out on an NFL time frame, just the same way the offensive coordinator scenario is for Ohio State. And so you can't guarantee anything, and I won't. I think if you're Ohio State, you just hope that something doesn't surprisingly fall out of the sky that forces you to alter your plans. But all things being normal, I do think that Matt Patricia will be around. That would be my expectation, because I think that he and his family very much like working with the Buckeyes and living in Columbus.
I'm curious, Austin. By the way, he's one half of the beat with Austin and Berm. You can check that out on 10 TV
Almost
Plus.
like 60%. Berm's going to lose a limb or something, maybe. So much weight.
I didn't even have to cut off a limb.
That's good. Yeah, that's right. That's big. We're glad you're fully limbed. Where the hell was I going with this now? My train of thought got screwed up there. Oh, I know I was going to ask you. When you look at Ohio State's much more difficult schedule for next season, at least right now on paper. I mean, obviously last year, Penn State would have looked like a much tougher team before the season started than they ended up with. But when you look at their schedule, how many games would they have to lose in the regular season for you to be surprised?
To be surprised. I mean, this is a Heisman Trophy finalist quarterback coming back, and Jeremiah Smith, the best player in football. And I think that they're going to make a good hire on offense. As difficult as it is, I think on paper they're still probably going to be favored in at least 10 games, maybe 11. I think if we sit here right now and we're projecting out those lines at Texas and at Indiana, which, again, what a world we're living in to have that conversation, those might be games where you're looking at that and the betting odds will favor the opponent and not the Buckeyes, and that doesn't happen a ton. And so if we're starting with that premise that even just going by the chalk, 10-2 would be a season that gets you into the college football playoff, definitely, given the strength of that schedule. There are other opportunities that are going to be challenging. Going to USC, I think that the schedule comes out on Tuesday. I think the way that this is being talked about right now, that could be like the kickoff of a November gauntlet that could be challenging. You've got Oregon involved here, the road trips to Nebraska and Iowa. Crazy things can happen. I think that, but given the success of this program and the talent that has been assembled, this is a top 5 team right now. Talent, expenses, coaching staff, all of that. If they lost more than 3, I would be very stunned. And if they go 9-3 against this schedule, they will be in the playoff and will be one of the most dangerous teams in the playoff. So we've got a long way to go, as you said, Tito. We wouldn't have imagined that the schedule would soften up the way that it really did during the regular season a year ago because of Penn State's demise, because of really even Arch Manning's struggles in week 1 when they got to the horseshoe. It didn't look the same in reality as it did on paper throughout the offseason. So we'll see. It's so hard to project right now anything because every roster in college football has been flipped upside down and scrambled. So that leads to a lot of that volatility. But Ohio State itself is as stable at the top as any program in college football. And, maybe a difficult schedule will actually be better for this team. So it'll be more consistently challenged and that will put them maybe in better position for the postseason. I don't know. That would be my early thoughts on that schedule.
All right, Austin, make sure you're back with us next week with all 4 limbs still intact, okay?
Will do, guys. See ya.
Thanks. That was Austin Ward there. The Beat with Austin Berm. Check it out wherever you get your podcast. Coming up next, Derek Dorsett's going to join us here live in studio. Former Columbus Blue Jacket. That's next. Morning Juice.
New year, new you, new truck from Germain Toyota of Columbus, and the deals are built tough. Drive home the all-new 2026 Toyota Tacoma with 2.99% financing for up to 48 months. Need more muscle? The 2026 Toyota Tundra delivers with 2.99% financing for up to 72 months, or take $3,000 in customer cash. Germain Toyota has the truck and the deal you've been waiting for. Shop today at Germain Toyota of Columbus, where selection, value, and trust come standard. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, See how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Wounded Warrior Project helps post 9/11 veterans and their families realize what's possible. With support and resources that bring warriors together and empower them to become stronger, both inside and out.
It's possible to begin healing, to get the help you need,
to find peace. And as each warrior's needs evolve, so do we. Because these last 20 years are just the beginning. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right, folks. This studio, more broom closet, as Bobby might put it sometimes, just got a lot more athletic. Derek Dorsett joins us, former Columbus Blue Jacket. This weekend going on Saturday, there is it's the fourth of their fifth 25th anniversary game celebration, recognizing 4 former players on Saturday, January 24th, and they play Tampa Bay at 7 o'clock. Pascal Leclerc, Cam Atkinson, R.J. Umberger, and now Derek Dorsett. He'll be there as well. They're doing a thing earlier in the day as part of the festivities. Season ticket holders get to have a private luncheon with the alumni prior to the game. They'll participate in an autograph session beginning at 6 o'clock. Then they'll be recognized on the ice and do the ceremonial puck drop. Derek, thanks for taking time, getting up early and coming and joining us today. And the first thing I think that the question on everyone's mind is, as I scanned your Wikipedia page earlier, it said you and your wife, Allison, have 3 kids and a doodle. Is it still just the one doodle?
It's still just the one doodle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still just the one.
So I want to ask you this, Derek, because you've chosen to stay in Columbus here. You know, you played obviously here and other places, worked for the Jackets for a while as well. It's been interesting because we've seen now some of the guys who have played, and especially guys around your age, our age, if you will, that have returned. What kept you in Columbus and brought you here and kept you here after your career was done, as opposed to maybe going back home or going to live somewhere maybe where it's a little warmer, a little sunnier, or wherever?
Yeah, I think I grew up as a young professional here. I got here, I was drafted in 06, and that summer I started training every summer until I made the team in 08. And then my first 4 years pro, I played here, met my wife here. She was going to Ohio State, and it's the people really. I played in New York City, not really my people. I loved my time there, loved the city. Loved my experience, loved playing for an original 6 team. But Midwest people. Grew up in a small town. This is a big city, but it's got that small town feel. We live in Upper Arlington, which is a nice, tight knit community that just a great spot to raise kids. And hey, we got everything we got here. We got good sports. From football, lacrosse, basketball. You name it. We can have our kids in it, and it's great to see a lot of our alumni staying around now. I think we're up to 14, 15 now.
Nice.
So it's a great city to raise a family.
You mentioned, you said it's a big city, small town feel to it though. And I'm curious, as you Could you walk around, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but unrecognizable? No, because I wonder, did you get recognized a lot? Do you still get recognized a lot walking around town?
Well, if I'm walking around with Bobby, I went to a concert with Bobby years ago at the Shot, and it was like we couldn't even get to our seats.
Yeah.
But no. When I'm at the rinks, the odd time, you'll see, mostly the parents of the kids at the sporting event will recognize me, and the kids will be like, "Who's that? He played," and that's the one thing with hockey players, right? We aren't the biggest guys, so we can kind of blend in with the general population, and so I'm a smaller guy, and sometimes people are like, "Wait a minute, like he was a fighter in the NHL. He's not very big. Like how is that possible?" But so sometimes you get recognized, and but people are respectful about it. Some of the other cities around the league, when you are out and about, and some people can forget about the spatial awareness thing that we were taught as kids. So, but no, it's good like that here in Columbus.
Well, I mean, when you're a fighter, you just got to show them where you're from. That's the thing, Derek. I mean, they may not realize the region of your country, of Canada, where you're from, and just the tough folks that come out of there. That's a big piece of it. I'm trying to think. During your career, were you ever involved in a midseason coaching change?
Yes, yeah. Unfortunately, with the Jackets a couple times. I think only with the Jackets. I'm trying to think if I was involved with one in Vancouver. It wasn't midseason. It was towards the end of the season. So I think first one was Ken Hitchcock got released, and was it Todd Richards?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Or was it
Claude?
Claude Noel.
Yeah.
Claude Noel took over, and then the next one was when Todd Richards took over from Scott Arniel.
What is that like for the players during the season? When it happens midstream like that, as opposed to maybe in the off season where you get some time to kind of build through a training camp.
Well, I think you kind of seen it last night with the Jackets, right? They kind of looked a little bit flat in the first period. Actually, kind of the whole game, they looked a little bit flat, like they didn't have a little extra juice. But I think that was you get that first emotional bump where you kind of feel like you've let someone down, and you got to try and ramp things back up. A coach comes in with a new energy, a new perspective. Maybe some guys weren't playing the same amount under the last regime, and now they're going to get that opportunity to play again, so they're energized, and you get a little bit of a bump there, and guys start digging in a little bit. But last night it kind of looked like maybe it's that week honeymoon is kind of phase where they've maybe been pushing a little bit harder in practice, trying to adjust to the way that Bonus wants them to play, and maybe they're getting a little bit tired from probably a little bit more video sessions and trying to identify the way he wants to play, and they maybe looked a little bit tired last night. But they've played well since that one.
How different is the schematic transition from what they were doing to maybe what they're doing now? Is there a significant difference in your mind?
I don't know. I don't know if there's I think he's focusing on defending a lot heavier and a lot more emphasis on that. But to be honest with you, there's only a certain amount of ways that you can play the game, right? And it's getting the guys buying in. And I've always been a guy that believed that it's not as much X's and O's in the National Hockey League because there is only so many different ways. And at some point in your career, you've probably played the system that the coach wants or that you're going into. So you somewhat can adjust to that, and it's just buying in and getting that full group where everyone's pulling that rope in the same direction, and hopefully they can keep continuing to get some wins here and climb themselves back in.
Derek Dorsett joins us here. He will be at the game on Saturday, Tampa Bay Lightning, 6:00. They're going to autograph session 6-7. He and Pascal Leclerc, Cam Atkinson, RJ Umberger. And just so everyone knows, he said it first. He let the cat out of the bag, so it's not me asking this. You're not the biggest guy, that's true. But you were third all-time in penalty minutes for the Jackets. And I'm curious if you Did you always play that way, or was it a certain time, like after you started playing, maybe professionally or whatever, in the junior days? You know what? I kind of like playing this way. Were you ever a finesse player?
Yeah, you know what? I was actually in junior hockey, and even younger in the later years of my youth. My dad would always sit me down at the end of the year and say, "Hey, look at your penalty minutes," and I'd look at him, and he'd be like, "You know how many games you sat in the penalty box?" And a couple of times he's like, "You spent 5 games just sitting in the penalty box, and you were still," and he would say, "And you were still a point a game guy." He'd be like, imagine if you that's 5 more points you would have had, if you. So I always had a feisty side to me, and I liked it. Sometimes in junior, my famous thing was fight 1 second into the game, and but that was more just for my selfish reasons, because I wasn't feeling it that day. Like in warm-ups, I wasn't feeling it, so I was like, one way to get your emotion spike is getting a good old fight right off the bat. So yeah.
So you were a tough guy back then, and now you drive around with your doodle on your lap?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. It's a tough doodle, though. It's a tough doodle.
What's interesting, do you know you're third, do you know who the top 2 in penalty minutes are?
My guess is Jody and Bowler.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I thought that, I was like, I feel like Bull and Jody have to be on that list.
Yeah.
And Bull's number 1 and Jody is number 2. Ironically, do you know who 4 is behind you?
4 behind me would be... Is it Olivier now?
No, it's actually Nasher.
Oh, really?
Which I couldn't believe. Like the first 3 guys, I would have said, okay, Bull, Shelley, yourself, all kind of fit.
Yeah.
And then Rick Nash comes in there. I'm like, not exactly the guy who was the big time fighter, but mixed it up a little bit, and probably by just sheer volume of him being here for so long as well.
And he's a power forward, right?
Yeah.
Like, so he was he'd get a couple fights, but he wasn't fighting too often. But like power forwards, guys that go hard to the net, those guys are going to get some penalties and just sheer games played. I would probably say, and I haven't even ever looked at it, but I bet you I'd be pretty close to the leader just by games played with the franchise.
I will tell you, you had 727 penalty minutes here. Bowl had 1195. Shelley had 1,025.
Yeah, and I would say those guys were probably had longer, few more years than me here. So
I think Bowler might have you on penalty minutes per games played, but I think you get Jody in that. Just looking at the rough math right here.
Yeah.
I doubt this guy's listening right now, so you can be honest with us. Could you take Nash in a fight in your prime?
Probably not. He's
length, man.
He's got some length. I mean, if I got on the inside, I think I could probably. It's all about being inside, and no, but he's a tough guy. Like if you go back and you want to see a fight that I remember him fighting and was a tough guy was Jim Vandermeer. Jim Vandermeer was with the Blackhawks, and the Vandermeer boys. I grew up playing against them out west, and they had a brother Ted Vandermeer, and they are a tough family. There's 4 of them, I believe, and they're a lumber mill family, and they do the work on the lumber mill.
That's awesome. Absolutely terrific. So your oldest son plays hockey, correct?
Yeah.
Is he? I mean, does he have the same mentality? Have you tried to change that with him? Like your dad's like, hey, could have 5 more points here if we're not sitting in the box the whole time. I come to the games to watch you play, not sit over on the side.
Yeah, I mean, hockey's a little bit different now, and I think all kids are a little bit different. But you can the odd time, I'll see him lined up on a face-off, and a guy will give him a little bump, and the guy will skate away, and he'll get him right behind the kneecap, and it's just a little chuckle that a guy. I used to do things like that, or but he's always going in and stirring it up in front of the net if one of his buddies is down, but he's my boy. He's one of the smaller guys on the team, so it's and that's the way I was too. So it's fun to watch, and it's a little bit different nowadays.
One of the things we do more than any other show here on The Fan is we quote the movie Miracle quite a bit. And I'm curious, when you're talking to your kid after a game or something, have you ever pulled a line from Miracle that Herb Brooks used on his team?
Well, then I haven't, because I got the Canadian side of me, right? And, but he is.
How about Youngblood then?
Dean Youngblood. Yeah. I should maybe get some Miracle quotes, because He's got both passports, so I better polish him up both sides, right?
Yes. Getting back to you talked about the coaching staff, the coaches. You had played multiple coaches sometimes in season changes. Were you surprised that the Jackets made the move to change coaches when they did, or did you see it coming?
I didn't know. I didn't see it coming. I think obviously you could tell that the season wasn't going the way they wanted it to go. At times I thought the team played hard under Dean. I liked some of the things that the way they were playing at times. Last season and at spurts through this year, but. Yeah, no, I think it was a little bit of a surprise, but now sitting back and kind of seeing, I think you can see why they did it. Try to get back in the race before the Olympic break and kind of reassess before can they climb their way back in with a little coach bump. Because you usually see that teams that have a dismissal like that they get a little bit of a win streak going and a little change of environment, and so I think it was. I think you could tell that that's what they were trying to do.
Well, the Metro is just so stinking tough. I mean, that's the reality. I mean, you win a couple more games, all of a sudden you can go from near the bottom to right outside, sitting in the playoffs. So it's such a tough hill to climb right there, but it is doable with where they're at, and that coaching bump was real for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the interesting thing is I've never seen it this tight that I can remember. And I'm a pretty analytical guy, so I've followed the stats and stuff. The tough thing where they'll get into is you got to jump so many teams, right? It's not necessarily that they're only 6 points or 5 points out of a wild card spot or whatever it is today. I'm not even sure, but you got to jump. Washington, you got to jump Toronto, you got to jump. There's 6 teams you got to jump to get to those to get into that spot, and that's where it gets really difficult. And it's kind of funny, like Buffalo's one game into a wild card spot, I think maybe, and I think they're like 18-3 their last 21.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it shows that they went on I think they went on a real big run where it was like 14-0 or of the last 14, and they were just clipping into the wild card spot. So it's be playing playoff hockey right now, and where every single game is very, very important. The season can get very long.
Good shout on this one. Is there a player that if you bumped into them on the streets right now, a guy you played against, is there a certain player that if you showed up, you'd want to throw down right there? Like you still hold a grudge against anybody?
No, I no. Actually, that's the funny thing. Like maybe when I was playing, I'd kind of like give someone the stank eye or something, but. Actually, guys, like I run into guys all the time now in minor hockey rinks. With my kid, I ran into Joel Pavelski 2 days ago in Chicago. Kind of chuckled, said, "Yeah, we've had some good battles," and that's kind of how it always is. But played against my son played against Brad Richards, former teammate. Ran into Jan Heda, Blue Jacket, yeah, and so. You see every youth tournament we're kind of at in the Detroit, Chicago, Pittsburgh area, you're out kind of seeing former players that you played against and stuff. So there'd be some good stories told about a few, though, for sure.
Derek, congratulations this weekend. On Saturday night at 6:00, they'll do an autograph session out there. At 7:00 will be the puck drop, the ceremonial puck drop, if you will, for the 4 former Jackets. They're going to be honored. Pascal Leclerc, Cam Atkinson, R.J. Umberger, and this guy right here, Derek Dorsett, who still carries a hockey stick around. And if he sees somebody he doesn't like, I think he still taps him in the back of the knee when he passes him. Derek, we appreciate the time, bud. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, coming up next, we'll tell you who's got his juice. Morning Juice.
Around the world, Children International and friends like you are giving children in poverty a chance to grow and thrive. To be healthy, to succeed in school, and achieve great things. How do we do it? In the best way possible, by helping ensure access to healthcare, nutrition, and educational opportunities. And most importantly, by empowering youths and their families to get out of poverty and into employment through life skills, computer, and job training. The very tools they need to break the cycle of poverty and build futures full of promise. Because every child deserves a chance to realize their full and best potential. Learn more about how Children International is empowering children and families by going to children.org today. That's children.org.
You know what hope is? Hope is action. Carving a path forward, even when it's hard.
And kids who still know how to dream. They're the best pathfinders of all.
So at Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide to grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and so all those good things can come true for them. Safe.
And that means safe at home, safe at school, and safe online.
Hope means walking this path together. All of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
To learn how Child Fund works with children in 23 countries to help them achieve their full potential, visit childfund.org. That's childfund.org.
People don't realize that glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness.
Because there are often no early symptoms, nearly half of those with glaucoma may not even know they have it until vision loss has occurred.
I was diagnosed with normal tension glaucoma in July of 2020. And what we found out at that point was I had already lost 40% of my sight. And you think it only affects people that are, 75 or older, retired, grandparents, and that's not the reality of it.
I didn't think at all glaucoma was going to affect me because I didn't know of anyone that had glaucoma, no one in my family. When you have glaucoma, you can't get back that sight that you lost. And so early detection and treatment is vitally, vitally important.
Don't miss life's most beautiful moments. Schedule an eye exam today.
National Glaucoma Research, a Bright Focus Foundation program, offers free resources and tips for healthy vision.
Learn how to protect your sight at stopglaucoma.org.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Morning Juice. Thank you to Austin Ward and Derek Dorsett for joining us here today. Appreciate that. There's your Jackets talk. Get off our back. Anyway, let's tell people what's got us juiced.
What's got you juiced?
All right, Bob. My calendar says Wednesday, if that's accurate. I think you go first.
It does say Wednesday, and that is accurate. And let me pull this up here. Saw something today on the line, which the internet, social media, there's a lot of evils that are in there. But occasionally you get some good stuff. I saw some stuff yesterday that came up, which was amazing. 25 years, this will be the 25th anniversary this year of 9/11, which is crazy to think about. And they had some of the voicemails by the people on the plane that they had sent to their spouses, siblings.
Right. Yeah.
And listening to that, it was crazy hard. And then I saw this also this morning. Now it happened earlier. I just saw it this week. They had posted it 6 days ago. But the final survivor of D-Day had finally passed away. Stan Nelson of Anoka, Minnesota. He passed away, back in November. So it's been about a month and a half, end of November, month and a half. But he was a lieutenant and the final surviving person of the D-Day invasion, which helped flip World War II. And he was 105.
Jeez.
Yeah, 105 years old. So amazing to see that. And it's just sad that we've lost. I don't know how many World War II survivors are left. There's not many. I've gotten a chance to meet a handful in my life. And there's some of the most remarkable people I've ever met. The things that they went through, coming through the Great Depression, growing up, starving most of their life, and then ultimately going over to Europe or to the Pacific Theater and helping to rid the world of some of the evils that were there. And then just coming back and living their lives and helping really usher in a generation of American prosperity that the world had never seen through the 40s, 50s, and into the 60s. And it's just awesome what they were able to do, and to see those guys passing away now, and there's so few of them left. Tough to see and to be a part of. What's got me juiced in a positive way, I saw yesterday that my man Kenny Chesney's releasing a couple more dates that he's going to play in the Sphere out in Las Vegas this summer. He's doing 5 in June and 6 in July. So I text one of my buddies over there who works with him, and I've never been to the Sphere, and tickets are very expensive. I was like, I think this might be it. I'm going to need to go for this. And I text my buddy, and I was like, hey, if we go out there, because last year he played, and it's like, he goes, I can take care of you and maybe a couple of people, but it's tight quarters. A lot of people want to come in and see it. So he confirmed yesterday. He's like, let me know how many you need. So they go, and when you're coming? I said, all right, I'm good, my man. And he's a huge Ohio State fan. He's from Dayton and loves the Buckeyes. So I'm excited. I was looking at some flights yesterday. My older kids love Kenny Chesney, so this may even be a family trip to Las Vegas, kind of like the Griswolds. Maybe head out there like that. But I'll have to keep an eye on my kids because it may end up like that if not. So that's got me juiced in a big way. And then this Ohio State, looking at the basketball team getting a win last night, which I know is big. Stringing a couple of these together bodes before, like you said, very, very difficult home stretch coming down. But I know it would be making the tournament would make a lot of people's lives a lot easier over there, especially the basketball program and in the athletic department. And hopefully they'll be able to get that done. I have a lot of faith in Diebler, and this team, it was a big win for them last night, and they gutted one out in overtime. Looked and felt pretty good. And then I feel pretty good about this Ohio State roster. I think it's more or less set to what it's going to be. Still trying to figure out some of the coaching staff, but as you look forward to a difficult 2026 slate, people always wanted better games. You got a lot of better games.
There you go.
And you come for the win. So excited to potentially see this and to see what it looks like this year, because this is kind of the first full week where they get into their off-season program. So all of that has me juiced as well. Bodie, what Schlegel's got to say?
High GSF. Give a crap factor, but substitute the C for a word that starts with an S, okay? So everybody, yes, use that, right? Because that's how I look at people. Like, what's your GSF?
Hopefully Shark was ready on the dump button on that one. But we're not driving all the way out here just so you can get one of those stupid ties with the Santa Clauses on it, are we, Dad? No, I drive one of those at home. What's got me juiced today, guys? Wednesday, Coaster Bob Day, first Friday miracle for others. Not going to lie to you guys, still feeling the after effects of staying up late for Monday night's game. I think it's just, I wasn't down 7-0. I'm down about 28-0. There's just no coming back from it. Right. There's no coming back until Friday nights into Saturday morning sleep. But that's all right. Hanging in there. It's already Wednesday, so heading downhill from here. And what else has me juiced today? Somebody else also pointed this out in the chat. Who was that? Jeff Rimmer's middle half. Beautiful sunrise this morning. So I took a peek at the tower cam. And it is a beautiful sunrise this morning. So, Tito, that's got me juiced. Just a good day to be alive. And you know what? Last but not least, it's going to feel like 4th of July out there today. It's almost going to be 40 degrees.
You're absolutely right. I might take my shirt off.
Zero, I mean,
that feels fantastic. Even this morning when I left and walked out of my apartment, it's cold, but it's like, this ain't too bad. I'll take this. I can live with this, so that'll be nice.
I've realized I've got to be more self-aware because I caught myself using the word curious like 3 times in that interview with Derek. And I found myself doing
That's
that
why
lately.
we call you Whiskers. I'm glad you got the Harry Carey reference.
Of course I got the Harry Carey reference.
Listen, Thitoff, the pop culture references that you get
are hit or miss.
They're very hit or miss. I'm glad you got the Will Ferrell. When I envision Harry Carey, I envision Will Ferrell as Harry Carey.
Fantastic with that one, yes.
I don't know if you've ever seen it, Bodie, but it's amazing.
It's Jeff Goldblum and Harry Carey. Yes. That one. It's fantastic.
They call me Whiskers.
People say the moon looks like a block of cheese. It was like if it really was, would you eat it? So what else got me used? Oh, update for you guys. Your Highness.
Oh.
He's got his 16 bets to get from 100 to $1 million.
I can't wait.
And he's missed a few, like he's missed head start over a couple of times, but he was on his third bet last night of 250 on a game and hit it. So now his next bet, I think, is 400. I think he does. He
doesn't double him?
No, he takes some of the profits back. But he's right now he's at 25% of the way there, or 16 bets. No, he's not 25.
You keep doubling, man. Those doubles at the end get real big.
It's a really cool social media thing he does where it's got Regis Philbin introducing like this is the most exciting game, the most exciting show you'll ever see.
Is that live?
I don't think it is, but it'd be great if it was. I wouldn't put it past him. But it shows the board with all the bets, and then it says, what's your bet? He gets 4 different options, and he picks one. But he's got his third in a row right last night. I know if he gets there, I'm going to kick myself for not jumping on board. But the very end, the last bet is $500,000.
Well, yeah, because that's how you have to double it to win.
That'd be where I think I'd tap out.
Oh, I would tap out at about 50 grand. I'm not going to, I don't need to go any further than that. But
I would equate Your Highness coming into our lives almost like two random people meeting in a rom-com. It's like, this is fake. This just doesn't happen.
Yes.
Fate doesn't work that way. But
I stumbled on
in
one
this
of his
instance, it did.
I stumbled on one of his things where he's like, from December 18th, his little thing is bet of the day, highest, what was it called? He calls it like
highest graded play of the day.
Yeah,
highest rated.
And he's dancing, kissing his dog, and
the dog,
partaking.
Sometimes the dog kissing,
a little weird. A little weird.
Throws me off. Yeah, I mean, I love dogs. I've always loved our dogs over the years with my family. But
your scar is gone too.
I know. How about that, Bobby? Who would have guessed?
A disappearing scar.
Yeah, it's a magic trick. Now you see me. Now you don't. But yeah, Your Highness, that guy is. You know what they say, Tito. Yeah. If it ain't nice.
I know. We'll have him on tomorrow. We'll have, hopefully, Breer on tomorrow, Bob, right? Breer and Your Highness. We'll get both those guys on. Lots to talk
some of the
about.
Coaching news.
Yes, that's right. Get filled in on that one, yes. We'll do all that tomorrow. Folks, thanks for tuning in today. As always, we're back.